Welcome to our Transformers podcast, where today we have an amazing 1984 Transformers coloring book called Bumblebee to the Rescue. Amazing because it's toy-specific art again that does not match the cartoon. To read and see this bizarre art along with the podcast, you can see the scans at CAMPHORTREE and go to the Transformers scans and look for Bumblebee to the Rescue. This is Sean.
Charlie.
Thomas.
And you're listening to
Sparkcast.
Sparkcast.
We've got this cover. It's just Bumblebee striking a pose, and Optimus and maybe Prowl putting their hand on his shoulder for a job well done, I guess. This doesn't look like Prowl, and I'm like, wait, is this Blue Streak, but a Blue Streak who's actually blue? I guess when we read the story, we'll find out. Or it could just be Prowl.
And,
now I'm confused because I don't know
and
which
Bumblebee
is.
looks like a straight up toy. Like the head is just a flat square with a thing on it, an emblem or something. It's just wow.
Yeah, it's like because it's a flip head for when he turns into a car. Like, and he's got all these massive tires on his arms. Like that would be really annoying to walk around in. Look at Optimus over there. What do you see with his faceplate? His outer rim is actually coming on top. His left and right sides of his helmet are actually coming over his faceplate, which I've never seen before.
Yeah, like he's wearing a helmet or something.
Yeah. But, so before we begin, the writer for this coloring book is Dwight John Zimmerman. He wrote for Marvel Comics on Marvel Comics Presents, the comic adaptation of Pirates of Dark Water, Mars Attacks, X-Files, Xena Warrior Princess, and other children's coloring books such as G.I. Joe and GoBots. Since the 90s, he started writing and publishing books about the Vietnam War, the assassination of Abraham Lincoln with Bill O'Reilly. That's the second art guy to do that. I'll work with him. The End of Slavery in America, the Book of Weapons, Tools of War Throughout the Ages, the biography of Steve McQueen, and in 2017, he wrote a comic book adaptation of The Goal, The Theory of Constraints, which I think is a theory for the workforce or corporate business or something. I wasn't really sure what that was about. The artist is Steve Ditko and John Tartaglione, and yes, it is Spider-Man co-creator Steve Ditko who does the art for this.
I was gonna say, like, wait a minute, like, is that Steve Ditko? Like,
yes. And John Tartaglione is actually a romance comic artist from the 50s. His most successful works are The Life of Pope John Paul II and Mother Teresa of Calcutta, which were Marvel autobiographic comics in the 80s. He was an inker on Sergeant Fury and the Howling Commandos and Daredevil. From the 80s to the 90s, he also assisted with inking the newspaper strip Apartment 3G. He penciled the Marvel biography Life of Pope John Paul II, which became a worldwide bestseller, and he has even more comprehensive works too numerous to list. However, he did do the two-part comic book adaptation of Dragon Slayer, which I do have, and I want to look at that again now that I know his art style. Also, because I watched the movie recently, even though I read that comic like 5-10 years ago, so I want to see how accurate it is to the movie as well as his art. But yeah, that's all. Just weird that Steve Ditko would do just children's books also.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if he was probably just given a credit because he like signed off on something.
Well, no, I think he actually did do the art.
Do you think this is something he's
because he's done
has done?
Yeah, he did 3 or 4 of the Transformers stuff. I think he did another coloring book, the next one, and I think he might have done some of the storybooks. I can't be sure, but yeah. So I don't know if he was just helping I don't know if they were just, because they wanted to pump this out. It was 1984. I don't know if he helped John Tartaglini or if they just took turns doing different pages or what. So, but anyway, here we go. Page 3, or the first real page. There we've got Optimus Prime on the left, and down the list you just get little things of his truck form, the inside laser inside of him, and roller inside of him, and it's like, this is the noble Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots. He's super smart and can split into 3 pieces.
At least that's pretty accurate, I guess, looking at it.
Yeah, we can alternate pages. Thomas, you can go next, then Charlie.
Next, we have a photo of Sideswipe in Bumblebee. Sideswipe can shoot missiles and disguises himself as a fast sports car. Bumblebee can spy on things far away with his telescopic sight and disguises himself as a small car to get out of tight spots.
What is with the drawing of Bumblebee again, though? That's
Yeah.
just definitely his toy form, but it is not flattering at all.
Oh God, they forgot to draw his right arm.
Oh man, there's tires,
They-
and he looks like a vending machine with
The tires are just on his right area, but his arm is not there. No, they're not attached to an arm. They're just stuck to his body side.
Yeah,
actually
you're
a
right.
gas pump. He looks like a fuel pump or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
It doesn't really look like a character at all.
And his
He
head
doesn't have
just
a
like looks
face.
like it would just pop down inside his body, and then he'd be
And it
looking
seems
through
like
his.
his feet is also kind of affected in the same way. Like I would think there would be a little bit of a curve behind the actual car form where his feet kind of like spread out, but it just seems like it's a straight line down.
Yeah, it's flat,
Um,
not 3-dimensional.
But he looks way more boxy here. Like Charlie calls him a vending machine. To me, he looked like one of those space sci-fi year 3000 trash cans that are just very
Yeah.
polygonal.
And I'm wondering if his head looks like it would pop down, and then his eyes would be looking through his own glass body area there.
Oh my God, this
just
drawing
slides
is
down
just so far off that if I got this as a kid, I wouldn't know where to start coloring. Like I wouldn't understand this at all.
And Sideswipe's face doesn't match him at all. I mean, his body might, but I don't remember what his body really looks like. So, Charlie, next page with our other cool characters.
Okay, that's pretty bad. Let's see. Okay, so Blue Streak is pictured on this page. Blue Streak fires rockets, and he can run super fast as a sports car. Gears is also on this page. Gears is super strong. That's why he disguises himself as a big truck. And
Super strong. It's Gears.
okay, at least he's drawn with a bunch of gears all over, but he definitely doesn't have much character going on in the facial area. It's just like,
yeah. Does his figure actually have
a
all
can
those gears
opener.
on him? Like, I don't know why they would call him Gears in the cartoon and then remove his gear.
yeah. He looks like a big can opener or like a Swiss Army geared knife or something. It just
Yeah,
doesn't
'cause
make
I'm
any
trying to
sense.
see like where's his hands at?
The top looks like that's the part that you open like a can with.
Yeah. And he doesn't really have a face, just a gigantic eyeball inside his helmet thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
On the next page, with Autobots like Trailbreaker, who can make an unbreakable force field or disguise himself as a super camper, Sparkplug and his son Spike don't have to fear any Decepticons.
That is not Sparkplug or Spike. Hey.
Wait, so you got sunglass wearing Trailbreaker up here, which is hilarious, and he's causing a force field with missiles around, but Spike and Sparkplug are standing outside the force field. They can still be hit by those missiles.
They don't have anything to fear, Sean. Come on.
And his transformed form is below, even though it doesn't make sense to be there if this is going to be a story instead of an introduction. But, whatever. Each page has to have both versions there so you can color them. One thing that was hilarious, it says in Blue Streak earlier, it said he can run super fast as a car. So I was imagining the car just growing legs where the tires were and running like a person, which was just really creepy.
These Transformers have no personality as far as
Yeah.
like the heads. Like you call those sunglasses, but that could be anything. From my perspective, that could be like a little light or
Yeah.
could be anything. There's just no face there. There's no
hmm
face at all. Just the only thing that looks like it's bringing any kind of recognizable human-like qualities to this is the hands. I mean, there's some hands on there. Otherwise, I mean, it's just a big trash can or a big dumpster.
His body does look similar to the cartoon because he has the two double lasers attached to his shoulders in the back there, but he does not have sunglasses, and that's probably based exactly on the toy.
And then the vehicles are at least accurate as to what they were supposed to be. I mean, that part's pretty cool. I mean, you can see exactly what he's supposed to be, but yeah, like the super camper is drawn pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know if Gears looks like how he's supposed to look because he always looked weird to me. But yeah, so Thomas, next page.
Spike. I like that hyper realistic Spike in Spark
I
Plug.
just realized they called him Spike because usually a lot of the fiction calls him Buster
Oh
in a lot of the
no,
children's books.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't like Buster.
Next up, we have Megatron. He's pictured whole with his hands around the Earth, and down below is a sniper gun form. Doesn't look. Well, I guess it kind of looks like a pistol, somewhat.
Hmm.
Megatron is the evil leader of the mean Decepticons. He would love to wreck Earth and smash the Autobots.
This is
He's just
Atlas
staring intently at
Megatron.
Earth in his hands and just like, this planet.
He's evolved. Atlas Megatron will crush the Earth.
He looks like he has a giant pouch with a Decepticon insignia on it. Like, is that a pouch where his gun goes? But it's so high up. Like, oh no, wait. Oh, it's because the way the angle is, it's just, it looks like he has a bigger lower bottom than normal, but it's a weird angle. Anyway, Charlie, next page.
It looks like he has a diaper on and Velcro shoes. It's a senior Megatron. But at least he has a face. None of the other characters had a face even. I mean, just there's nothing to focus on. Nothing to look at. Let's see. On the next page, we've got Starscream and Thundercracker. They're warrior Decepticons that disguise themselves as jet fighters. They love fighting Autobots. They look just alike, and one guy's just running off the page. Like there was not enough space to draw them both. They could have just drawn them slightly behind the other, so there wasn't that big place where they couldn't bleed to the edge of the paper. But
Yeah,
he looked like an afterthought. Like, okay, we need to draw a guy
yeah,
here.
because they drew
They
Starscream's
ran out of
wings, but
space.
they didn't draw Thundercracker's wings.
Yeah. But at least they drew the jets. The jets look proper, I guess.
Yeah. On the next page, we have a flying Laserbeak and a flying Ravage. I don't know why Ravage has missiles on his side. Did he always have missiles on the left and right side of his body? But anyway, Ravage is as strong, quiet, and dangerous as a big jungle cat. And Laserbeak disguises himself as a condor. He likes to attack the weak because he's a coward. That is totally not what he ends up doing in the cartoon. He attacks everybody because he seems overconfident in the cartoon.
I mean, he seems capable. I mean, he never really has any trouble harassing whoever he's going after.
I like these drawings. I mean, these look, almost. There's enough detail to kind of see that these are the characters, but again, there's no focus on the face. If they're drawing them from the toys, I guess that's what you're going to get. You're just going to get some kind of watered down impression of the appearance of the characters, but that's that's a little disappointing for the whole book.
Thomas?
Next up is Soundwave and Rumble. This picture of Soundwave just looks weird. There's like little sound lines coming from his mouth, and he's holding his hand up as if to amplify his voice, as if that's how the Soundwave, that's how he works. He just yells out commands or
Into his
something.
hand.
I don't. That's weird. But Soundwave, who disguises himself as a cassette player, can hear any sound no matter how low. Rumble, who disguises himself as a cassette, loves to make earthquakes.
That looks nothing like Rumble,
Yeah.
but I do like that they made him look like C-3PO or something with like some extra, I know, 80s robot headgear kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I don't. His head is like, what is that? And he's as tall as Soundwave.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a little guy, isn't he? Seems like
Yeah.
Rumble's
He's
a
a
little guy.
very compact cassette.
And I like how his shoulders, you can see how they flip up like a toy, because these are the toy designs. Yeah, I like how he turns into a cassette, but the cassette will not fit into boombox Soundwave. Looks a little too big now.
I'm trying to think what this even looks like. I don't even know what the lines. I mean, it's supposed to be sound, but I don't know what impression I'm getting. It's just not sound. It's
All right, Charlie, look at that next page that you get to talk about.
okay. Oh, it's a game or a activity. The Transformers name and face match. There's actually faces there, but it's kind of like, were you paying attention on those last 10 pages? Because these aren't going to look like the cartoon at all. So you're going to have a hard time matching these.
Yeah, and like, how are you even going to tell the difference between Starscream and Thundercracker? They have the same face and only just slightly different helmets or something.
I think I can get some of these. I'm going to give it a shot. Blue Streak. Okay, I'm going to skip that one. Thundercracker. I'm going to have to
Yes.
skip that one.
I thought I saw both of them.
Ravage is on the upper right-hand side.
Who's the guy under Ravage? The guy with the little rectangle on his forehead.
Oh, I don't know. Hell if I know.
Is that Blue Streak?
I
Nope.
don't know.
No, the
No,
Decepticons
that's
are on the right
Sideswipe.
side.
That is
No,
Sideswipe for some reason. You know what? We don't need to play this game. Next page.
Let's see. Wait, find Gears.
No, nobody wants to look for Gears, all right?
Okay, I know which one Rumble is. Just look at the weird guy with the weird. I don't even know what to call it. Just
Yeah.
weird headdress, skinny face. Yeah, that's.
And they even made Soundwave's faceplate different from where they actually introduced him.
And there's those shades you were talking about at the bottom. I still can't recognize his face. That's
Yeah,
just.
it's almost
that's a
like,
bunch
where's
of
the
junk.
rest of his face? They drew the shades, but he's got no top above that, like no
Or
head.
what is that? There's no mouth. It's just a.
Well, no, I guess
is
we'll
it?
see in future pages if it comes up.
Yeah.
The next page is Transformers Connect the Dot puzzle. Connect the dots to find out what Optimus Prime and the Autobots must always defend from Megatron and the Decepticons. Then write the name of it in the space below. But you
is it
didn't
the
introduce
Earth?
us to Cybertron yet in the coloring book. Hold on. If you go back to the prior pages, it doesn't say they come from Cybertron, so you won't actually know the answer is Cybertron. Unless it's
Oh.
Earth. Nope, it's going to
Earth.
be
It's
Earth.
I can clearly see like the dots are outlining South America and yeah.
In North
Yeah.
America, yeah.
I think the last page actually is the answers. One thing I've never understood in activity books is, they give you the answers for like questions, for connecting the faces. Why would you need to know the answer for connect the dots? All you're following is numbers. I never understood that as a kid. Why does this need to be back here? Nobody can mess this up.
Well, I mean, maybe it's for younger kids who don't know what the planet Earth looks like, so they'll
Well,
connect the
this
dots.
is
they're-
like young elementary school Sean wondering why these were ever needed as answers. You just follow numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and you connect the dots.
Well, sometimes you can't tell what the hell it is when you're done connecting it, and sometimes you even have to ask because it just doesn't look really like what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but this is obvious. If I was a kid and I was flipping through a book, I used to like dot to dots, is what I used to call them. Yeah, if I see immediately that I'm not even gonna do it. I'm just gonna skip it. Like, yeah, whatever. Screw it. I'm not gonna just sit there and count or do the letters of the alphabet just to get a picture that I already know what it is.
Thomas?
The next page is a picture of Megatron pointing at a poster. I mean, I assume it would be a screen, but there's like two thumbtacks in the corner. They're basically holding up a picture of Optimus Prime. So
this is a
Optimus
meeting.
Prime and the Autobots are our enemy, shouts Megatron. He's teaching a class to the Decepticons. Know thy enemy. This is who to hate.
It's so ridiculous. Like they wouldn't know who it is already.
Look at the drawing of Optimus Prime. Like they put kind of a circle in the center of his.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
This picture is so dumb. Oh my god, I like this one.
Okay. Let's get to the next one, Charlie. Let's see if this plot gets dumber.
I hope the rest are like this.
Prison.
Is that a thumbs up he's giving there? We must trap the Autobots and throw them into my special Autobot prison, says Megatron. And I guess he's, just thumbing at the prison that he's just built. It's a special Autobot high security prison.
So was the first one a poster of Optimus, and now this is some framed art of prison?
God! I thought he was looking out the. I thought he was looking out the window.
It has to be a window, but I'm just saying because the other one looked like it was a screen, but it looked like it was a poster.
It could be either. That could be a window. That could be an LCD screen.
He's like, this is my dream. I'll construct it once we finally catch them. But I thought it was like just right next door.
Yeah, this looks like he's looking out the window or something.
I guess he gets motivated because on the next page, he's running forward with Soundwave, Rumble, Laserbeak, Starscream, and Thundercracker jets and Ravage. They're like, with the Autobot behind bars, we can rule Earth forever, says Megatron. And they're just kind of going forward. I don't know why Rumble is causing the ground to shake while they're running forward because he's just going to injure all of his Decepticon companions, but
yeah,
I think that's just discharge. He can't help it. There's always a little bit of rumble coming off of his.
It almost looks like he rumbles just by walking, so like nobody can even be near him.
They don't even need to show him rumbling. It just doesn't make any sense. He's the only one with the arms that have the weird joints, and we've been introduced, but. Okay.
On the next page, we have Sparkplug's cross-country road race maze. This seems, I guess some of these little, so there's a maze, but there's masses, like land masses, in different spots.
Don't forget the bear.
And a bear and a cloudy-looking shrimp.
That's a bear? It looks like a guy kind of humped over with the
it's like it's in the dead
are
end.
These supposed to be like landmarks or something? Because they don't look like anything. There's just like here's a random body of water that's oddly shaped, and here's a lump coming out of the ground. Is it a mountain or is it a sand dune?
It's
Who knows?
A fun maze. They could have even drawn like trees or something to make it.
And the maze sucks actually because you basically go straight up and then turn to the right and then straight down. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, there isn't much maze action.
The difficulty is in not getting distracted by how ugly the rest of the art is.
It is all flat 2D, yeah. So.
Well, let me read the I guess the text. Sideswipe and Blue Streak want to see who is the fastest Autobot, so Sparkplug made this cross-country road race for them. Show Blue Streak and Sideswipe the right road so they can cross the finish line. All
right. And then who crosses that finish line? As in the next page, Charlie.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, this page is great. This will prove once and for all that I am the fastest Autobot, says Sideswipe. That's what you think, says Blue Streak. It's a photo finish, shouts Sparkplug. And he looks entirely different than that other page we just saw. Sparkplug.
He just looks so weird looking.
Wow.
Wow,
The
yeah.
next page is basically what Sean feared of just like just the legs transforming out the bottom of the transformer
Oh my
and how
God.
they're
no!
like knocking into each other. This
God.
is like a chest fight.
My prediction came true.
Oh my god. This is terrible.
Lord.
I would not want to color this as a kid. This is just
Yeah.
like one of those pages I would just skip because I would just be so confused. Like, what the hell is that?
It doesn't look fun artistically. Like it would have been a lot more fun if it was a series of shots, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you saw the 4 stages of him transforming, and like
Yeah.
not like this awkward real. That's why I think this was done by both because of the way Sparkplug looks in both pages. That makes me wonder if Steve Ditko did some of the pages and the one guy did the other pages because there's a little bit of inconsistency between both that makes me think that they did separate pages.
Is the one guy just an automobile artist or something? He just doesn't do people. That's what it seems like.
The last page, which is kind of funny, is it was actually 2 half pages, which is the first time we've seen that. What's that text there, me? Oh, okay. Yeah, after the nightmare fuel, I won, says Blue Streak. No, you didn't, Slowpoke, says Sideswipe. I won.
Well, they're obviously having a fight here. They're transforming and just kicking each other because their arms aren't ready yet. They've got their legs sticking out of the bottoms of their cars.
And what is that mess going off to the right and leaving the screen? Like, I don't. If that can't be just his whole body. Oh, it's gonna click into the middle part. Like that's his chest area and that's his other arm. Oh, okay, I'm imagining it now. I'm filling in the
Why even
blanks.
draw the
No,
rest
I
of
don't
it?
know what
It
that
doesn't.
is.
We don't need that.
The all right, Thomas, just go to the next page and start the
It's
next one.
too bizarre. Why? Oh no! What kind of picture is
Now,
that?
this is a picture of Sparkplug. He has immediately
Oh
developed this
god!
film and has like a 24 by 24 photo of the finish line.
That runs
And
off
he's
the
saying,
page completely. All you need to see is the noses of the cars so that we know who won. And
"Look at the
yeah.
photo of the finish. It's a tie," says Sparkplug. "You both won."
And his face is still so funny
Totally
looking.
different.
Like I don't know what it is about that face that looks really hilarious.
It's the like place where kind of the nose septum is, and before they drew it like a kind of like a cat, they just like kind of drew a line all the way down like Fred Flintstone or something. Yeah, now it's like they just drew like an old mechanic or something like hey Bill, pose for this picture. And that's Sparkplug. Like he's looked different in every picture.
Well, no, this one seems to match the one from 2 pages ago, except for the way the
Mm,
eyes were colored, because the picture was
yeah,
slightly smaller. But
I don't know.
Charlie, next.
Let's see. Okay, so on this page, everybody has nets over them. Like everybody, it looks like Sparkplug has a net over him. These guys that I gotta find out who they are by reading it. No, says Starscream, you both lost. These sleep nets will knock you out. Okay, so these are special sleep nets that they're
And
captured in.
and look at
Um,
Sideswipe and Blue Streak. They're just kind of chilling there, like, oh, I guess the net fell on top of me. Like only
yeah,
Sparkplug looks like, oh God, I gotta get free.
yeah, yeah.
The next page is another really awkward, what are you going to color kind of page. Because it's just
Okay,
3
it
bodies
looks
on
like
the
they're all
ground
dead.
in nets. The
This is
nets are
really
shutting us
weird.
down, says the Autobots. We can't stay awake. Zzz, snores Sparkplug.
This is totally not fun to color. I mean, A, it's running off the page, and B, it's just like a bunch of nets. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Just take out a gray crayon, just color all over the nets, and that's it? You know, it's like you got some feet to color. This isn't a coloring book anymore at all.
Thomas, next.
Oh man, this next page. I'm trying to. There are Optimus Prime and Gears, says Rumble. I'll trap them with my earthquake power. Gears looks weird from the side.
Yeah. I mean, you could. I know it's the
Right,
same one we've seen,
It's
but
like he doesn't have legs that move and articulate. It's gears. He's just driven forward on gears, like he's some kind of robotic Segway or something.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Charlie, next page.
He looks like a nutcracker in this one or something. Or just something to grind something with.
Yeah.
Is a grinder. Let's see. So should we go to the next page?
Yep.
Gear scrambled message. Okay. Why is this in large print for some reason? Is this a new story starting or what? Oh, this is an activity.
Yeah, the activity
Yeah.
is
Sorry.
based off of the previous page.
Mhm.
Okay, Gears is telling Optimus Prime something, but he's speaking in code. Unscramble the message for Optimus Prime. Quick, before the rocks come.
Oh my goodness.
We did the first word for you. Quick, before the rocks come. Well, it looks like it says freaking earthquake. And then, okay, I've got to.
You gotta rearrange E and W. What could they possibly
We must
mean?
reveal. No, we must leave fast. Oh my god. I have the ability to just look at
We
letters
must leave
together and see
fast,
if
but instead
Yeah.
of speaking in English, you have to decode this message first, Optimus.
I'm just imagining Gears going bugger bigger blah, and Optimus is like, Gears, what are you trying to? Well, bam.
Exactly. Like
Before
all
the
of this is
rocks
supposed to be
come.
taking place within like fractions of a second.
Well, that was pretty fast. I mean, I just looked at it and yeah, we must leave fast. Okay. Earthquake.
The next page is the inside of Optimus's trailer with Roller getting ready to go down, and Laser Guy getting ready to step up. Time for me to split into 3 parts, says Optimus Prime. And you could actually color
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that is okay. I just would think they'd show all 3 parts and not just one of the 3 parts.
Wait,
It's time
no,
for
he
me to
splits
split
into
into
2
3.
parts. He is the 3rd part. Or the
He's got
trailer, or
3
just
parts.
the
He's got
actual
3.
trailer is the 3rd part, I guess.
'Cause that thing with the wheels on it, and then the thing that's a gun and grabber thing, and
I think it's just
then
the
there's one
empty
more thing
trailer
that
is
is
the 3rd
him.
one.
Yeah, there's one more piece that's him, but I
Yeah.
can't remember how that all goes together. But it just shows one of the 3 parts, so that's not very.
No, it shows 2 of the 3
fun.
parts. That's Roller coming
Or
at
2,
us.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
but
rolling.
the roller's
they're
in front of
connected
the
together.
laser.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. At least it's a reasonable drawing. I might color this one.
Yeah. Would you color the next one that is just a laser shooting a rock?
Actually, this was a little interesting. This has some texture to it, so I might actually color this, though I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. It's like you can't tell if that's convex or concave. Like that could
Well,
be
what
like
does the sentence say, Thomas? Maybe that'll give us some context.
My combat deck will take care of these rocks, says Optimus Prime.
No comment.
Is that why
Sorry,
he always brings the
there's no
trailer around?
context,
Because
so-
like he has like automated self defense that will protect him no matter what.
Yeah, but he rarely uses it in the cartoon. Like the only time we saw him use it was in the 3-parter, and then when he got taken over by evil in the Attack of the Autobots episode. Really.
Who drew this rock? Or is this a rock that they're shooting and it's exploding? Or is this thing blasting a hole in a ceiling?
Yeah.
It just
Oh
the
my
respect or the
This next page is kind of ridiculous.
Like, well, okay, the roller is or the shooter thing is shoots the
Mhm.
big boulder, but
Oh,
I guess it
no.
wasn't very effective because now they're still just stuck.
Yeah.
And that's actually the head of one of the Transformers right there, but I can't even remember which one that was supposed to be because it doesn't even look
that's
like
Gears.
anything.
His gears are under the rocks.
Oh, no, I guess that is Gears. Okay, yeah. Oh my god! But the way they drew it, it's like, is that a face? No, that's just some crap sticking up that belongs to Gears. I just
Yeah,
what
because he
can't
doesn't have like an
place
actual
it.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Charlie, read the description there.
Okay. This earthquake was no accident, says Optimus Prime. We must move these rocks and escape before the Decepticons attack.
Everybody talks in exclamation marks. They are always shouting. Even when Megatron was like, "This is our enemy," pointing to Optimus Prime, he had to speak with exclamation marks. Nobody speaks without yelling at everyone.
Gears, he spoke without yelling. It was just a coded message. There was no exclamation mark.
Oh yeah, go back 2 pages. What's after the TFAS for fast?
You know what? I'm wrong. He has 2 exclamation marks. That's right.
This page is kind of awful. It's just lots of big rocks. But next we have another maze. Ravage's
Oh,
sneak
right.
attack maze.
This actually might have some challenge to it. I see a
Yeah.
downed tree over the path.
Oh no. But Ravage he should be able to jump over that. But anyway, he's sneaking up on Optimus Prime's roller scout car. Find out which path he's going to take. Woo! That maze is a
Turn
little
right,
better, I
turn
guess.
left, turn right and left, slight left, and you're done.
The natural features are actually recognizable as like a tree and some rocks.
I guess those are rocks. What about on the other side?
Yeah.
I guess that could be rocks on the upper left-hand corner.
And what do we have next page, Thomas?
Ravage has made his way through the maze and is pouncing on the roller. Growl, I got you, growls Ravage.
And that one actually looks decent. It's just him pouncing on roller, like big close-ups. And oh my god. And the next one says, "This will stop you," says Soundwave. "Oh no, I can't move," says Gears. And Soundwave is like pulling out important parts of Gears and he's just not moving. I'm like, oh my god. Like, is it that simple to just disable one of the Autobots?
Well, you remember the frontal, critical
Weak spots
assemblies.
they have all over their bodies.
Those are all on the front. Every critical assembly. All you have to do is reach and grab.
But yeah, it's actually a decent one to color. But Charlie, do the next one. Sorry, I was so excited I read your part.
Okay, so the next page. Surrender, or I'll smash my Autobot prisoners, says Megatron. I must surrender to save my friends, says Optimus Prime. And oh my god, the drawing of Optimus Prime's face is absolutely terrible.
And Megatron looks like a human face.
Yeah, Megatron's actually drawn better than any other character. Well, as far as looking like something you can remember, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually drawn more personified than any of the rest of the stuff. That just looks like just piles of junk, pretty much on every page. But yeah, that's a horrible representation of Optimus.
But you could at least color it as a kid.
Yeah, you could definitely color this page for sure.
Yeah. Thomas, since I already did my page, it's your turn.
Megatron's dot-to-dot master plan. Connect the dots to see where Megatron plans to put the Autobots. It's a really bad place to be.
What is that supposed to be? Is that the prison? That's totally the prison.
It's got to be an outline of the prison from way back.
From several pages ago, but that's not going to look like it. You're going to draw that. You're going to go through all those dots.
I don't know what this is supposed to be.
You're going to go through all those dots. There's not a single line put in there for you. You're going to get through all of them. And you're going to be like, what the hell is this shape? What am I looking at? Unless you remember from several pages ago, looking out the window at the prison. That's totally it.
Yeah, you have to look at the next page to see creepy Trailbreaker's mouth. That was his mouth.
The rest of his head, man.
Wow. Oh no, they got Trailbreaker too, said Sideswipe.
It's just like Sideswipe and Optimus casually walking into one of the prison rooms. We saw them defeat all the Autobots off screen. We only saw them defeat Gears. That was it.
And why do they look happy? I mean, that's kind of a smirk or a smile. Yeah. And then Sideswipe's face is just like, beep, boop, beep, Sideswipe 1000, vacuum cleaner.
Well, they all have. I don't know where this is based on. Like, did his action figure in Japan? Did Sideswipe's action figure just have a human face like that? Did they just not didn't really know it? Because even in the next page,
with a chin.
even in the next
Yeah,
page, we
I
see
guess
Megatron and Starscream, and they've got these human-looking faces. There's no like actual robotic-like faces. The Autobot Bumblebee is still free, says Starscream, standing around not emoting. So what, says Megatron. He's too small to stop us. And Megatron is raising his fist. And then you color them being evil. Next page,
There's
Thomas.
some facial expressions on that page. I can draw. Okay, I can color that one.
I must free the Autobot, says Bumblebee. But how?
Oh
And it's just
no!
a picture of
Oh god,
Bumblebee hanging out in the jungle.
With the
It-
prison in the background.
I thought that was
That looks
motion of
nothing
him
like the connected
moving.
dots.
I
Oh
can't
my-
tell if that's. I thought it was him riding down the road, but there's no wheels under like.
Oh god, there are
They
no
couldn't put wheels there.
Well, yeah, I guess he
Wow.
uses his front fenders as feet.
It makes more sense that he's just hanging out on a tree, like that's a tree branch, not a road. I have no idea what's going on there. And then somebody tried to draw like a portion of a futuristic city, but it's kind of weak. Like, I'm not really sure how to draw a futuristic city. I'll just put like a little dome. and
Futuristic prison.
Yeah.
I like how. What is the point of that dome at the top? Is that like the one fun place he gives his Autobot prisoners? Like, there's a dome where they can look out at all the not freedom they're getting.
You get 1 hour of sunlight.
That's the watchtower. Bumblebee only has one arm, and yeah. Bumblebee's coded message plan. This is another activity with a coded message. Oh joy. Bumblebee has an idea on how to free his friends, but he wrote it in code so the Decepticons can't read it. Help Sparkplug and Spike read the message by unscrambling the words. We did the first one to show you how. We just learned how before on another page. Okay, well, I'll
He wrote a message in code on a piece of paper. In the picture, he's got the code on a piece of paper and he's showing it to them right there instead of just talking to them.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to write this in code and send it off with like, some secret animal that's going to deliver it or something. But no, he just comes to them and like, here, look at this piece of paper I'm holding up. Like, how does this protect the message?
Yeah.
I mean, like, nobody's going to look in the window or anything like that.
Let's it's Epicons. Let's trick this Decepticons.
It's kind of funny the last word is just, it's Decepticons scrambled up, because it really can't be anything else.
Decepticons. Yeah.
And then, oh my god, the next page has Laserbeak's giant face looking at a giant Autobot on a cliff in front of the prison, and it says, "Yipe! Look out, everyone! A giant Autobot!" shouts Laserbeak. What, did they go back and get Hound to make a hologram like they did in that one episode?
Oh my god. And he's not even doing anything. Look, a giant Autobot, and he's not even doing anything. His arms are limp. Look out, everybody.
On the next page, it's Laserbeak flying away, and I guess it's 3 Decepticons at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And the text says, "I'm leaving before he smashes us all," says the cowardly Laserbeak.
I'm guessing that's Megatron, and the others are like, we're scared too. For a minute, I thought that was a gear emerging from a single Decepticon face that was cracking open.
That is Gears, isn't it? Like, isn't that Gears'
It
head
looks like
behind
a Gears
everybody?
without his faceplate, which doesn't
my
make any
God.
sense because he's not a Decepticon.
Maybe that's the back of whatever they're drawing to be his
Yeah.
head. He's looking at Laserbeak flying away. Oh my god. Those profiles are cool though. I'm glad they drew the sides of the faces that look kind of like Roman statues or something. Weird.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, so your next page.
Bah! We can't beat any Autobot, no matter how big he's. Oh, we can beat any Autobot, no matter how big he is, says Megatron. Attack my Decepticons! Attack!
I think you want to attack the big Autobot, not your own Decepticons. Sorry, there's no
Attack.
comma there, so it looks like attack my Decepticons, which means everybody attack yourselves.
Yeah, I kind of
I'm
choked
sorry,
on
this
that
is
one
why
too.
grammar is important.
Attack, comma, my Decepticons. Attack!
Who the heck is behind him? I can tell on the left that's a worse version of Soundwave, but I can't tell who the middle or the right person is supposed to be.
Well, on the
It's like
lower
just
left
generic
hand,
Decepticons.
that face looks like the Optimus Prime face they've been drawing throughout the whole book.
Oh, with
Yeah.
like the mask.
Yeah, it's just pretty
Yeah,
bad, but
it's not Soundwave. Oh my god, you know what? I don't. On to the next page. So the next page is just the back of that giant Autobot, and it's just a cardboard cutout of an
oh
Autobot
my
that I guess was
god.
spray painted on the front, and somehow
At
that
least I
tricked
can tell
Laserbeak.
what that is.
Bumblebee's trick worked. Let's go before the Decepticons get here, says Sparkplug.
I could actually see what that was.
Why would you always say the entire sentence or two first and then says Sparkplug? Why wouldn't you say Sparkplug said first so you know who's talking on each new page? Like that's in general a lot of kid stuff does that, I know too, but I'm just like, why would you not want to say who's speaking first? But anyway, that's just my and oh my god, and then the next page, the Autobot's not even big. It's as big as Megatron. Laserbeak just thought it was a big Autobot because he's small.
I mean, I don't understand that either. That doesn't make any sense because just because he's small, I mean, does he think Megatron's a giant Autobot? Like he would know that it's just an Autobot that's the same size as all the others. Like, is Optimus a giant? He's as big as Megatron. It's just weird. It's dumb. It's just dumb all around. But a fake Autobot shouts Megatron. Bumblebee must be freeing the other Autobots. Back to the prison. Fast.
They didn't leave anybody on guard duty. They didn't have a shockwave.
They had to send out everybody because of the giant Autobot.
I guess it must have been a forced I guess they must have placed it somewhere to trick their perspective, considering it's like life size now. But oh my god.
Oh no.
I just saw the picture and I immediately knew what the challenge was.
Oh, I didn't immediately, but that's a terrible challenge that I look at. Oh no. Not
Okay, so
another
let's
activity.
describe it and then the picture to see if the listener can understand what is happening here.
Bumblebee's door choice. Bumblebee must get into the prison to free his friends. All the doors look alike, but one door is different. Find the different door and circle it for Bumblebee so that he can enter and help the Autobot. And it's totally obvious. I mean, okay, there's one with the Autobot symbol on it, and the rest have the Decepticon symbol. It's not even anything super subtle.
And you can kind of tell by the top line that these symbols have just been taped onto. They were Xeroxed somewhere else and then taped onto the art later, so they wouldn't have to draw the symbols so many times, and also so they would
Yeah.
all look alike. But yeah. But look at the answer. Door number 3 has an Autobot door knocker.
Door knocker.
Those aren't just symbols. Those are door knockers.
Yeah.
Be like,
they don't
hello,
have the
anybody
loop
home?
singing gun. And look who's there. It's Bumblebee, and he's only got one arm again. There's only the one arm.
What?
We've seen it from the
Yeah.
back.
I don't understand that either.
I mean, maybe he's bending at the elbow or something.
Oh, he's pointing at the door, the one he's going to open, right? There.
Maybe,
Problem
yeah.
solved.
I don't know.
I know this is always on the right hand side. He's got a right arm, not a left arm.
So in the next page, he's opening the door, and you just see Optimus. The door is unlocked, says Bumblebee. Let's go. Does that mean they could have left the whole time? I think that means that it only opens from the outside, so they couldn't escape. But anyway, hooray for Bumblebee, shout the Autobots.
Except you can't really tell what Bumblebee is on this page. You're just seeing some legs and a couple wheels and...
Well, you've seen him enough now, right? You can get him from any angle.
Turn
No.
him into a car or something. I can't call picture because I don't understand what's happening with Bumblebee. I don't see him at all. As a kid, I'd be like, "What the hell is all that?" I
My
could see
question is,
Optimus.
what happened to the door knocker? It's not on the door anymore.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Well, that's the thing. Bumblebee had to blast the door knocker off, obviously, to unlock the door. That was a
Okay.
secret.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, it's great.
Now let's teach those Decepticons a lesson they'll never forget, says Optimus Prime. And it's a close-up
Oh,
of
a
several
horribly
Autobots.
drawn Optimus Prime. And then I guess that's
The
Jazz. That
balled
looks like
up
a black
fists.
guy on
They're ready to fight.
Realize that the artist of the cover is not credited, and because he signed the cover, and it's not the two artists I mentioned earlier. The person who did the cover is
Oh.
different than the interior artist. That's why Optimus has a visor there, and here he's still got those 3 eyeballs instead of 2, or whatever the heck that middle thing is. That's not a nose.
Yeah. That's just a failure to draw a face altogether.
Kind of don't want to say this, but in the back it looks like a big lipped Autobot in the upper left
Yeah.
with that bad style lip you'd normally draw when you try to draw African American characters and don't know how.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh man. Classic.
And that one guy's face kind of looks like Ironhide, but he's still got human nose for some reason. Because I guess when you're an Autobot, you still need to breathe out of your nose.
Yeah. Go figure. These guys almost like the guys from Mega Man or something though. Like that looks like Magnet Man or something. One of the characters on the
Yeah, I don't
left-hand
know.
side.
That's I guess that's Blue Streak and Sideswipe. So
Okay, so much going picture at the read it first. My force field will keep you Decepticons out of trouble, says Trail Breaker. And it looks
oh,
like he put a force field around Ravage and that looks like
Rumble.
yeah.
okay, that is Rumble. Yeah, Rumble and who is that from
Probably
back?
Soundwave.
I think that's Soundwave. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
regular size, bigger sized Rumble.
And
and
then look at Trailbreaker again. Is the Trailbreaker 5000? It just has nothing to look at.
I've never seen him use his force field in that way. It's always defensive, never to be used. He never uses it in the show to trap other people inside of it. I don't know if
That would be
that's
super effective if he could.
yeah.
So this trash compactor can make a Decepticon trapping force field.
Next page, we got the 2 flyers. Knock Thundercracker and Starscream out of the sky, says Sideswipe. Right, says Blue Streak. But it's the left is just a gun, which I assume is with a hand on holding it, which I assume is Sideswipe, who's not in the panel except his hand and gun. And then you got Blue Streak looking at him behind the person looking at the picture, going right, and he's just shooting without aiming. So I'm assuming he's not going to shoot any of them and hit. But let's find out on the next page.
You know, it would be funny if they wanted to show him like dual wielding 2 whatever those are, zappers, and they just forgot to draw the correct hand.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's another guy, but I mean, they could have just drawn the left hand, and he could have had 2 guns at the same time. But oh well.
Yeah. Thomas?
This iron bar is going to be part of your prison, Megatron, says Optimus Prime. And it's a picture of Optimus tying
A totally
Megatron up in a
defenseless
knot with a
Megatron
piece of
who's
iron. I mean,
who's
how was
he's got
he
a huge
able to just come
weapon.
up?
He's still got a gun. Oh, because it's part of his
Yeah, he's
arm.
got his weapon. He's just like, oh no, you got me, and surrendering for no reason.
And we didn't get to see him take out Thundercracker Starscream. You just have to assume in your imagination that they defeated them after they shot at them.
Oh, believe me, you don't want to see it. Not the way these are drawn.
Charlie, next page.
Oh my God.
Okay. We would never have won if Bumblebee hadn't rescued us, says Optimus Prime. Yeah, that was a very heroic rescue. Pick the right
If
door.
one-handed Bumblebee hadn't rescued us.
Yeah, from this shot, I have to say he's been one-handed the whole time. I have no
At
other
least it's
excuses for the other images.
at
He
least
just
it's
has no
consistent.
hand.
It's always been the right arm the whole time, even from the back. They drew this accurately.
And he's got no tire on his feet. He's got a. I guess he doesn't get the tires there until he transforms.
I don't know how
Which
he's
is
been
weird
walking.
because that's the front of the car. The front of the
It should
vehicle
have
are his
tires.
Well,
feet,
no,
and
all four cars are on his arms, so when he transforms, he must flip over himself and then do the tires.
so the tires come in from under and go into the hood.
Maybe they sent them pictures of how the toys transform, so the artists were like, well, this is how it works. This is how I'm going to draw it.
That's weird.
Yeah. And they got their all weird, happy faces. Sideswipe looks like he's just about to put his hand on Bumblebee's shoulder in thanks. Oh my god. The next page is just 3 cheers for Bumblebee. Hip hip hooray. And he's protruding his one arm outward, and they're all like high-fiving him, but it almost looks like they're lifting him up. I think it's just
Looks
the
like he's
angle. Like,
standing
He's
their
on their
shoulders.
shoulders.
oh, he is. Oh god, yeah. Jeez. It's because everything is so flat. It took me a while to realize that he's standing on the both of their shoulders.
But he's
with
so
one
like,
arm.
who cares? That thing saved the day. Like it's
Oh, on the next page, you can see connect the dots to see the picture of the prison and how it would have looked.
And exactly, do you know what that is?
Oh my god!
I'm
What
gonna
is
say
that?
the thing on the left looks.
I like how
Oh.
so the connect the dots shows North and South America, but if you go back and look at the picture where Megatron is holding the globe, they did not draw North America properly.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different than this version.
It actually looks like I don't even know what it is. If you go back and look at that like 10th page where he's holding the planet.
Oh yeah, they just threw a bunch of stuff on there. That's just gibberish. That they just drew all kinds of fault lines and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It seems easy enough to do a globe. I mean,
Well, what did you guys think of that exciting story? Bumblebee to the rescue. All he had to do was go walk somewhere and open an unlocked door, and he saved the day. I mean, he had to make sure he didn't open the wrong door, but, all he had to do was go open a door.
No, you gotta give him more credit than that. He was smart enough to put a coded message on a piece of paper and hold it up.
Well, the thing is, the kids solved all these puzzles themselves, and they helped Bumblebee do this great thing. So they're really telling you at the end that you saved the day. You are Bumblebee. You thought about how to rescue your friends, and this is all you're doing. Good job, kid. Good job, one arm wheelie kid.
I still don't understand that. I could have sworn he had, when we looked at those pictures.
Yeah, you're gonna have to share some of his like toy art or something. Like,
no, he's got 2 arms
in the toy art.
He has 2 arms in his very first figure. Even Cliff Jumper has 2 arms. I don't understand why the guy was drawing him with one arm.
And actually, the cover, he has 2 arms. Like, you can see both his hands on his hips.
Oh.
So I don't know.
That's right, because he was striking a pose.
I don't know what's going on with the rest of the pages.
I'm just imagining they're like, hey, we'll send you one of the figures for reference, and then he gets a Bumblebee and it's missing an arm, so then he thinks that's how Bumblebee's supposed to look.
Oh my god. Man, I wish that was true. That would be a great story.
I don't think any child is basing their perception of Transformers on anything they saw in this book. It would just really be hard to even remember what you were looking at because it's just a pile of rubbish.
Yeah, I mean, there's some decent ones, but a lot of the times, like, the intros to everybody are fine. But then after a while, it's like, why did you think this was a good composition to have kids color?
I don't understand, like, even the mazes, I mean, okay, it's easy enough to draw like a log or a tree trunk or something, but it's like they got really cheap and really lazy with it and just scribbled something there. Okay, that's a tree stump just barely, and
I
we'll
mean,
just put some circles there. Those are rocks.
if that's how they felt, just put more activities in it. I mean, it's easy to put some words on a piece of paper. I mean, just take some activities from some other book and just stuff them into yours.
They could have done that. They could have easily just used some, some stock activities and just drew Transformer logos or something on them. There you go. But yeah, these are just meh. The dot to dots though, those are the worst sometimes.
But what was the best was the Optimus Prime poster in the classroom.
Yeah. Oh man, fake transformer from the back. I actually could see what that was, but I was like, wow, why didn't they draw the rest of the story this way so we can interpret it?
There's no mention of Bumblebee missing an arm anywhere on here. I mean, clearly people have to have noticed that, right? Or were they just not caring enough to look at the story?
The Nets
Steve
pictures.
Ditko did
Oh,
not
no.
care, or nobody wanted to question him.
I meant like the people nowadays who like track it all on like sites and stuff. Like I didn't see any mention of the
of one arm Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm.
Remember those like coloring contests at the very end of the book? Usually, like in the golden books, there'd be like this like wizard you have to color or something. But I think it would be funny if they chose page 18 with the legs and the car hoods like transforming. And that was a contest item, like, color this kids and win. Oh man.
All right, I think that's it.
Yeah, except I just realized something. Did we look at the answers to the solutions close enough?
What do you mean?
Did we miss something?
Zoom in to the solution for page 10, connect the heads. Do you see something out of place there?
Oh, there's a solution to it? Let me see. Oh, okay. Trailbreaker?
No,
right?
there's no line pointing to one of the guy's faces down there in the lower right. He's just the forgotten Autobot.
Oh, you mean there's just not enough? Oh, I didn't even see. I was like not looking at the answers.
You have to zoom in a little bit. It's on page 49, the last one. You see how it says
Yeah.
connect, and it's just some guy didn't get chosen. He doesn't have a name.
He's not even on there.
So that's an
crazy.
error because there's 12 Transformers total, and there's 12 names. So somebody's got double lines.
Well, the one directly above him.
The one directly across to the left. Yeah, he
I
has
see
two
the double
lines.
Well, no, that one. Look, that's Starscream and Thundercracker.
And Thundercracker, they got the flyers confused.
And they're pointing to the same thing. But then, oh no, Starscream's lines go to both Thundercracker and Starscream, but Starscream's face is connected to Thundercracker and Starscream. And then Rumble over here has Rumble and Blue Streak because they put the Blue Streak to the wrong person.
Oh no!
Oh,
So
this
they
thing's
couldn't-
all messed up.
No, I just kind of want to see if they messed up the base too, but I don't think you can actually mess those up.
No, and that's a good observation, Sean. That's just horrible. How can they do that? How can they have two guys connected to the same name
And
this
no,
is
it's
horrible.
and 3 times they do that with two of the faces. They miss a third face, and then they have 2 of the names too. Like,
Yeah, that's bad.
yeah. But anyway, we can end on that. Something to look forward to if you're listening to this amazing story about another Bumblebee saving the day story. We know you haven't got enough of those type of stories.
Never doubt the little guy.
Well, thanks for listening to this amazing coloring book that I'm done. I have no final thoughts, right? And this is Sean.
Charlie.
And Thomas.
Who all have no final thoughts and are ready to sign off as well.
See you.
Good night.
Okay, good night, folks.